Welcome to another episode of the PLA podcast. We have Shashi here. What a treat to have you. Welcome, Shashi, to the PLA podcast.
Thank you, Dunya.
It's a true treat to have you on here. And I would like to formally introduce you to our audience because they don't know you as best as I do. And I've had the privilege of getting to know you through PLA and through the PLA community. So I'd just love to run them through this beautiful introduction that I have of you. Meet Shashi, Dasyam, senior engineer manager with 17 years of experience in healthcare and insurance, works as both a leader and systems architect, stabilizing legacy platforms while building modern cloud-based counterparts. Certified in AWS solutions architect with a strong track record of guiding organizations through cloud migrations and enabling teams to adapt and grow in the cloud ecosystem. Certified AWS cloud AI practitioner and generative AI enthusiast, focused on embedding AI into organizational solutions and preparing teams for an AI-driven future. Known as a servant leader, balancing hands-on technical contributions with empowering teams to achieve their full potential. Beyond tech, a short story writer and occasional poet, marathon runner, and badminton player, believes in the balance of a sound body and a healthy mind, and often shares insights as a voluntary speaker, inspiring peers and leaders alike. Shashi, it's so lovely to have you on as the PLA podcast guest today.
Sure, Dunya. The pleasure is all mine. So the introduction is not new to me. It's all about me, but hearing from the other end, it always excites you. Um, that feeling.
It
Thank
creates
you.
such a pleasure. It creates such a hype. It's so beautiful. And in some ways it reflects back to us the work that we've done in our career, the experience that we've had, all our milestones, our achievements, our journey, and the things that we're passionate about. So I can totally understand.
Yeah.
I'd love to know, Shashi, if you were to take us back to the very, very start of your career, where did it all begin? I'd love to get a little background story of all that.
Definitely. Yeah, I would like to share that one as well. So I started off my career as a programmer and then, raised to the ranks of architect. And then I was pretty good over there. I was not so enthusiastic since the beginning in the sense that I don't have any certain goals or any, um, do this, do that. I know my strengths and I'm doing well. Stable life. So it kind of, I comforted myself in that zone. So I didn't have anything. If you asked me a question during that stage, like, what would you do 2 years down the line? No clue. I'll just take it. Happy go lucky person I am. So I used to be, but I also had this attribute where if somebody challenges me, if a situation scenarios demands of something out of me, I used to do that, and I used to do that perfectly well. So at least those hidden things were there, but I just do it and it goes back to normal life, and then I didn't have anything like that. So then I changed my after my architecture role, and then I moved to leadership role, and then there are so many triggers happened as life evolved. Um, when I started my journey as a leader, my goal was only, my interest was only one thing. I used to contribute this much as a single individual person, but I wanted to contribute more. But being an individual contributor, you have that ceiling you cannot cross. So much you can contribute. That's when I moved to leadership, where my efforts, my contributions will be tenfold with working with a group of people, a group of teams, so I can, batch up all this effort, and then, I can do wonders. So that's my motive in moving to a leadership role. But that's again different challenge. Leadership is everywhere. Even if you are working as like a junior developer, there are leadership qualities that you can display. But this is something different new to me. But I also have another motive behind becoming a leader, or going in the leadership path, is that when I work with multiple people, I would say multiple leaders under my space. Before, some people gave me this impression that I just used to follow them, where you need to listen to them, you need to just do their part first. If it does not work, and then use your brain and put some other path. So they used to insist that on me. They used to be always a spoon feeders for me. Before even I open up my mouth, they used to give the solutions. Try this out, try that out. So they used to subdue my enthusiasm. I just give follower to them. There were some other set of leaders. They did nothing. They just give me a full power. They just used to ask me, what would you do? How would you solve this? Can you try, think on it, sleep on it, and then come back and let's share, let's brainstorm. These patterns. I still remember those people because that's when this I because I remember them because they gave me this liberty to go on to rediscover myself, and then I'm so happy to bring all my ideas to the table. And they used to respect everything. There were a few dumb things. That's okay. I learned them without being given by some feedback by others. How would I be any learning in it, right? So I remember those leaders. And then when I come to the leadership path, that's my target. Be one of them. That's why whatever I do, I used to follow them. I used to give full freedom to my team, and that's where the servant leadership comes into the picture. And I follow it, as my leader, as growing in the leadership arena. I follow the servant leadership a lot.
Incredible, Shashi. I love this story. There's a few key elements I really wanted to highlight, and of this is I love that you were totally honest with our audience of like, I didn't start off with some big lofty goal and some clarity of where I wanted to go. I was just, following the day-to-day steps and kind of moving with the motions. And the reality is so many of us, let's be honest, so many of us are caught up in this game of having to have big lofty goals in some ways because everybody else does. Instead of being honest, there are seasons and phases of our life, especially at the beginning of our career, where we may not have those goals and we haven't yet come into ourselves to be able to come into contact with what we actually want, and giving ourselves a little bit more permission and grace through that process, rather than adopting goals that may not be ours just simply for to have goals because of everybody else.
Right.
So that was a big, I love that this has not yet been shared on the PLA podcast. And I think that's such an important insight. And there's a lot of value there in that authenticity of that experience. I love also that next piece around like moving from an individual contributor to a leadership role, and having had incredible leaders yourself that gave you permission to try, that gave you permission to make mistakes, to ask questions, and to then be able to have some kind of roadmap or some kind of example that was set for you of what great leadership can be. Giving you permission then as a leader to then give permission to your team to learn by trial and error, by exploration, by asking questions, by making mistakes, which is really how we learn best, is such a gift, truly.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, amazing. Shashi, I'd be curious, so I'm loving the transparency of this conversation. I think so many people are not only getting value, but they're relating to your story in so many ways in the way you're framing it and presenting it. So I would be curious to know, what have been some of the biggest challenges and lessons of your career where you're thinking these were major and I had to learn and grow from them, and these were the places and opportunities where there was exponential growth that followed?
Sure, definitely. So 17 years, as you put it in my intro. So yeah, so what did I learn for like 17 years, such a long time? So I used to be, again, I know I gave you how I used to be, but I also used to be a person of wanted to be everywhere, wanted to get a taste of everything. I don't want to be a miss out person from whatsoever be the conversation. So I used to be that person. I need to know, hey, somebody's talking about something, I have no clue. Okay, let me find it out. So I used to be like a FOMO, right? Like, fear of missing out. I used to go around and then I used to be involved everywhere. I used to be everywhere, like personally, professionally, like literally everywhere. Sports, through book reading, through movies, through work, technologies, like whatnot. Like I used to be spending an average 20 minutes to each and every subject. But then I didn't know at that point in time what is it actually making me, in the process. I became a person who has no good knowledge on anything.
Mm.
So that's what I realized at least 3 to 4 years back ago. When I met a coach, he told me, when I told him all these problems, he told me one thing: okay, you're doing great, but it's just we have 24 hours. So if you really want to be focusing, or you really want to be a thought leader in some technology, some whatever that you're be gaining experience in, or if you want to finish a book, a novel, whatever you're reading, okay, then you need to focus on finishing it first, rather than reading 5-10 pages every day on 2-3 books. Just take one book and finish in a week. So he gave me that realization. He made me realize that my focus has to be just, it's okay you miss out few things, but the things that you are missing out, does it really matter to you?
Wow.
Would they be part of your goal? Would they be helping you in any way possible in reaching your goals? Then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
Who are these people that they say that you missed out this thing? It's you telling yourself that fear of missing out. What is your fear of missing out? So all these questions, direct questions, made me think, um, realize that it's a lot retrospect, introspect myself, to talk to myself about, like, really, I really don't need it. I stopped even reading the news from that point. I just, oh, this is my goal. This is what I will read. Anything related to that, I talk to people who are the subject matter expert in that area. So to your question, Dunia, one thing I've learned all these years of experience, and recently I realized that focus has to be your main um, factor, that to make you accelerated in your growth. You
Yeah.
need to focus, you need to identify those things, and you need to focus on those things. So I also learned during the process the Pomodoro sessions, and what I do right now, improvising those Pomodoro sessions. I practice the Pomodoro sessions, 30 minutes, two sessions, 30-minute sessions every day. Now going into the Q4, I want to finish this year strong, so I'm pumping up those 30 minutes to 1 hour. Two 1 hour Pomodoro sessions every day. That's my goal, because I've seen tremendously helping. Having 30 minutes, 30 minutes of 1 hour focused time, just going into a room, no phone, nothing, you just focus on finishing the task, gives me a lot of satisfaction. Just check out that one item. So that's what I'm going to take. So that's my biggest lesson, which I never got any book or anybody else. Just talked to my coach, and then they gave me, and then I'm just doing it, and I will do even more going into the future.
Wow. I think that this is a challenge that so many people can relate to today more than ever, as our attention span shrinks simply because we are constantly being distracted by, you know, being bombarded with notifications, with all kinds of distractions. And I think there's so much value of this, of like asking yourself, and it makes me think of a quote that I came up with a very, very long time ago. And it was like, you cannot be the everything to everyone. And in some ways, it's slightly similar in a different way of you cannot be in all places at once learning everything. And so it's choosing, you have a certain amount of bandwidth in a day and a certain number of decisions. We oftentimes see this even in decision making fatigue that happens. And so asking ourselves, where am I going to focus my time and energy? And even if someone is unsure of where that might be, is to choose one point of focus, or one place, or one subject, or one part of their career, one specialty, or one technical, depth, and allowing themselves to go deeper and deeper in this, giving it a full chance to create a little bit more focus and get a lot more impact out of it and results.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to your point, Tanya, you rightly put them in, like, the focus. It's not like then people start asking me, what is that I should be focusing on. So that's where your planning come into the picture. That's when you identify what is that your long-term vision would be, what are your goals, short-term, long-term. So all these things, all this exercise that you have to do, and then that yields you certain items. that would really be helping you grow from level 1 to level 2, and that's where you're putting the focus on. And you need to go with this feeling that if you don't have focus time, just lock it up, like make it official, put it on your calendar when you go to work. It's not like you spend 2 hours in a meeting. That's not Pomodoro session. That's nothing. It's like your own session. You are spending on something getting done. You go into that session, you come out of it, you know completing that task.
Yeah.
Like, one of my other coaches also mentioned that you need to take this very seriously. If you are serious about your future, then you need to be very serious about focus time on finishing certain items. Unless you're done, if I don't do it, I don't go to bed today. There are some days that you cannot spend it, but if there is a will, there is a way, right? So you need to, before even going to bed, okay, I'll finish this and go to bed, something like that. So any health goals, career goals, anything, this is one of the goals. This is one of the items that would help you achieve those things iteratively.
Incredible. And Shashi, I love that piece around, like, if you set a deadline to this goal, you will achieve it within the deadline that you set.
Yeah.
And so it's such an invitation of saying, and I love that piece of like getting yourself into that room, removing all distractions and really allowing, like, setting up circumstances to be able to succeed. Because so many of us have a lot more control in setting circumstances in the process. And some of them may come with compromise, like compromise with our spouse at home, compromise with our team at the office, compromise with delegation, and those leading our teams, really making decisions that sometimes are a little bit more difficult to set ourselves up to create the circumstances that lead to success no matter what.
True. I mean, I always tell people, yeah, I'm doing focus sessions, but it's not happening. I've been doing focus study for 6 months, but I didn't get a promotion, or I didn't get this, something is not done. Again, that this is a gap mode we're not venturing into. Like, don't go that there. What you are evolving in the process by doing this, it's not about like, you will do focus sessions for 6 months and then everything will happen. It's not like that. You need to look at yourself. As long as you grow, as long as you are making that 1% growth on every day, you are growing, and then feel happy about it. That's your gain more. Look at your gain and then be happy. Not like target some material items or something, role change, promotion, or paycheck wait, nothing like that. So I always say that people will come back and then because they get distracted. They do this focus time for 6 months, nothing happened, they distracted. It's not how it works. So we need to understand that thing as well.
Oh, I love that. I think that that's a big one that you bring up. A lot of people give up before seeing results, and yet they're so close to seeing the results by the time they give up. And it's staying the long game. It's a game of consistency. And so
Right.
it's learning to fall in love with the process rather than falling in love with the results, because the results oftentimes take longer than we'd like for them to take. That's for sure. Shashi, I'd be curious, if we were to go back to the very beginning of your career, what is one piece of advice you wish someone had told you at the very start?
I always think, like, as I said, like, I got these realizations about, like, the right thing to do a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But I always have this feeling, oh, I could have known all this, before, so that I could have my career, personal, the character, what I am, how I am, be, skyrocketed. Like I might be somewhere else. I always thought, but guys, I think that was what I give to people who have the similar, mindset, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's better late than never. I do see a handful of my friends have no clue. They are in a similar situation where I was a couple of years ago. So I try to teach them because they're my friends. This teaching is, and always sharing is always caring, right? So, but to your question, Dinia, my struggle was, while I was growing, my struggle was I had everything. You didn't realize. Again, the thing that I wanted to bring back is the gap versus gain. You always think that you will be after something. In order to get this thing done, I need to get some other thing. It's like, so you keep on adding things to you. But because that is not the solution, you get frustrated in the process, because just because you got the another thing, this thing won't be solved, something like that. So my biggest message to my friends, at the same stage, or because we all come from the same, it's the same story with everybody, little bit different to their situations, but it's like, you do at some point in career, you have a lot of technical strengths, you have a lot of leadership strengths, certifications, you do excellent, hitting every milestone, but things won't happen. And that's when people will go into the frustration more, and then the growth stops. So my biggest lesson is, don't look at those material things. And this is the same line I said before. Don't do things for the sake of next role, or next promotion, or next paycheck. No, don't do that. You just look at yourself. You just always look at your yesterday self and compare. What did I learn in a day compared yesterday to today? What did I learn in the last week, last month, last year? As long as you see a growth, as long as you learn things, that should make you happy.
Yeah.
You're growing. So you should keep in mind, these roles, promotions, they come along the way. You don't need to specifically target those simple milestones. I can say simple now, because next role may be something that you will do anything to get that for, right? Generally, our mindset is like that. But you know, it's a long game. It's a marathon. It's not a simple 5K, or like a sprint, uh, 2 week sprint or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I want you to grow your mindset, shift your mindset towards this growth mindset. As long as you grow, you're happy, you're doing excellent. Go for it.
Yeah.
Don't compare with others. Don't compare with these, material items, and then feel bad about it. And I'll tell you the same thing. This is my story, right?
Yeah.
I went to meet this coach 4 years ago. I told him that I'm frustrated. I've done everything in the, and I have like a huge set of this certificate. Nothing is happening. I've been waiting, and everybody talks to me. Everybody cheats for me. Everybody appreciates me. But end of the day, when that day comes, nothing happens. They say that you're doing great, or something or other thing. They always try to shut me down. So then, after listening to the whole story, he said. So then I asked him this question: like, what do I need more to go to that place or that level? He calmly listened to me and then told me that you have more than what you needed. You don't need to do anything. Don't waste time in time spending in getting all these additional things. And nobody told me that you have everything. Did you ever look into yourself, like how much value you has with you? It's just the execution.
Wow.
You need to do certain things. You need to know certain things. So you need to focus all this energy towards one point to get this thing done. And again, don't have these, the smaller or simple milestones to worry about. Have a long-term goal. These things come along the way. It may take a little while, but it's true. You will be amazed if you continue your growth path. You will be amazed to see, is this what that I've been worried all these years for? And with that frustration mindset, and this is not my word, it's from the book, telling you, if you spend your time getting yourself frustrated, or in that gap mode, your lifespan will be reduced. I'll tell you that you don't live during those moments where you don't like yourself, you frustrate about yourself, you hate the lifestyle that you are living. It shouldn't be like that. You're doing excellent.
Yeah.
Every day you should look at yourself as, wow, you're making growth. You should be proud of yourself. You should be like that. That's what the living makes sense. This gap mode, like, that's not the life. So you are reducing your lifespan by mentally taking all that in, and then that shows um, impact on other areas of your life as well. So friends,
Absolutely.
not go into that mode.
Yeah. And it's such a good point, Shashi, that you bring up. It's so easy to slip into the gap mode, and it takes a conscious continuous, consistent effort to choose gain mode until it becomes a habit that we build over time and we strengthen. Uh, I know that so many people are worried right now because of the disruption of AI. AI is creating a lot of change. This is the reality, and there's a huge opportunity in front of us with this incredible tool that we have at our disposal. I'd
Right.
love to get your own perspective and your own experience with AI and how it's shaped how you see it.
Sure. Yeah, AI is not anymore a buzzword. Okay, so um, yes, I'm also learning, but how I want everybody to treat it, right? I mean, I can say my perspective this way. So things evolve. The human beings are evolving. Things around the technology also evolving. The one liner I would say, you know, it's it's a surviving world. You need to adapt to the evolving nature of things. Otherwise, you won't survive. If you're scared about AI taking your jobs, that's what we are scared of, right? My job will be taken by AI. It's not like that. I think this was given by so many people that AI is not immediately take up your job. People will be ignored, or people will be put aside if they don't know how to consume AI. AI, it's a machine. We've been consuming machines for our work to make our life better for a long time. And this is another level of uh, consuming. I will still say consuming the AI. It's you consuming the AI. It's not AI is doing anything to you.
Mm,
But what you need to be excellent is how efficiently you use it. That's what we all need to learn. There's nothing out there that you don't know. You know things. It's just that you need to, since you knew this is coming, since you have been part of the community where how important and how realistic it is that the AI is going to take over something, then you need to start act on.
yep.
If you don't act on, it's your fault. So there are like two sets of people. A
Mm,
set of people who has no idea what an AI is, they have no idea its impact, and they're just living, in a cave. That's okay. I still support them because they don't know. But
yeah.
there's another set of people who've been constantly in these communications. They get to hear these things, the impacts of it, the revolutionizing everything they know of, but that they don't do anything. They still think that what, it's not applicable to my organization. We don't do any AI stuff. It's okay. My job is safe. Nobody's talking. When they start talking about it, I'll start learning. There are so many excuses that this set of people would give. I pity them. The ignorance that they are creating, that they're just, they just close their eyes and then think that nobody's looking at them. That's wrong approach. So this message is for them.
Yeah.
Guys, please realize whatever you are hearing, whatever you are, get to hear from your friends and the community, it's true. So start learning. Again, don't feel that, oh, this is too far, I'm far away from these people. So if I start now, I will never be able to catch up. Slow down. Everybody at zero. Everybody is at level zero, including me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the best opportunity, best time to start things if you haven't yet. Don't shy away from it. Again, you will be having control on the AI. All you need to learn, look through your systems, look through your tasks and everyday regular activities, and then see where exactly you are going to adopt AI. And you have tons of help. We have advisors, we have people that are actually working on those projects, we have people so enthusiastically learning those things. So you have all the help you needed. If you are stuck at some point, I'm not getting this thing, please reach out, but start learning. Do not delay, do not shy away from it. So
Oh, amazing, Shashi. And you're so right. It's such an opportunity. And, those that are aware of it must take it. Those that aren't, it's understandable. But so many of us are aware of the opportunity that is in front of us, and to be able to use it. I would love to talk about one of the greatest opportunities that's come in both of our lives in the last few months, and that we've had the absolute privilege of being a part of. I'd love to get your perspective on how has your experience been and your biggest takeaway that has been from PLA?
Oh, PLA. Okay. PLA, I see my life as like, before PLA, after PLA. I'm not exaggerating, seriously, because I did work with a couple of coaches prior to PLA, and then it was all materialistic exchange. Just because I went there, they gave me the subject, and then they just completely left on me to figure out and then work out things, which is kind of like I was in the same similar helpless situations. But PLA gave me, number one, I already talked a lot, the gap versus gain mindset. So they didn't change anything. They didn't add anything to me. They didn't add any magical things to my career or my life. So I feel this differently. Just by knowing that simple fact of like I have been in this mode, and then I should be looking at other things. So that is a mind shift change. PLA gave it to me, thanks to it. And second thing they told me about regular introspection. There is no one else in this world will check your status, will check your pulse, check your health, check your progress, growth on a daily basis. Eventually, it's you. They made me realize I am responsible, I'm accountable for my own growth. So talk to yourself more often. Introspect things, whether doing good, bad, stuck somewhere. If so, then figure out. If you cannot figure out things, go to your growth friends. That's another thing PLA gave it to me. A growth mindset, 100 plus people. I don't need to look beyond PLA for any inspiration, for any help, for any support. I have all here. That's a free gift. They gave it to me. Everybody talking, walking, breathing growth. If you just be surrounded with such people, I don't need any external inspiration to push myself. I just call out, I'm feeling low, down. What should I do? They just cheer me up, they just give me a solution, and then I'll go for it.
That's incredible.
And when I talk about PLA, I talk about these three wonderful people. Vamshi, sometimes you have questions in your mind. There is no clarity around these questions. You just, oh, okay, you just take it and then, accept it. But you bring any question to him, life-changing clarity you will get.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? Why is this like this? Some things he cut me short. You just ignore it. You don't overthink. True. Why am I overthinking about everything? So life-changing clarity you'll get from Vamshi. Venkat, on the other hand, he's always, kind of a Red Bull energy, and he's pioneer in this technology industry. He reached to that level before he retired. So you will get every advice, every question answered, and he will work with you one-on-one to yield your plans for your career. Not only that, he just plan and leave it. He will pushes you to the level to take those courageous steps. Last but not the least, Brand Kumar Swami, communication master. What I like about Brandon is he will introduce those strategies to level up your communication. And those strategies are so simple, so easy to adopt. And you will never feel like, oh my God, I need to go this, some pod session or video session 1 hour to get this thing done. No, he starts with very iterative steps of slowly progressing, and then you really evolve into the stage where you start giving interviews, something like that. So I need to mention these three people. So that way.
Of course, PLA wouldn't be what it is without them. And Shashi, you've dedicated so much of your growth in that community, and it's been so obvious. And this is why you're getting so much value out of it. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you grow and expand and hit this next level. And I'm so excited to see everything that continues to come for you in this journey with PLA. I just want to thank everyone for their time of watching the PLA podcast episode today. And Shashi, thank you for your presence. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your insights. It's been an absolute privilege to have you on as our guest today, and looking forward to having you on once again.
Thank you, Dinesh. Thanks for all the time that you have spent me. I mean, it's just like looking myself back and then see the growth happen. And to your other question also, like what exacts me for the future is when I see myself grown this much in the last 3 years, what if I continue my habits, whatever the learnings that I get from my coaches, from PLA, I cannot wait for that future self, to feel more proud of, who I will be. So I will definitely be changing, but I can't wait to go to that level. And then, if any of my wordings, however it may sound, but it kind of inspires anybody, or if you need further explanation, I'm always there to reach out. So thank you again, Dunia. Thanks for the wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're so right. There's so much still coming, especially with the growth that you've seen in the last few months and the last years. It's incredible. It's still on its way. I wanted to put a QR code in case anyone is curious about what is PLA and a little bit more information about it. This QR code will lead you to the next free training. It's a space and time where the leaders put a tremendous amount of effort and give so much value away for free. So just wanted to put that out there in case someone is curious. They're more than welcome to join. And a lot of us in the PLA community actually go and participate in this training because we also get a ton of value by attending. So I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who just simply wants to get a little bit more information and put it out there. Amazing. Well, looking forward to having you again. Shashi, thank you so much once again for your time. And thank you to our audience that have stuck with us for this incredible episode with Shashi.
Pleasure, Tania. Always.
All the best as always, everyone. We'll catch you on the next episode.